Hello, this is Carol, the Otherwise Woman, and this reading is for the period from the 12th of April until the 27th of April of 2025, from the full moon to the new moon. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Any resulting enlightenment is purely coincidental and unintentional. Let's take a look at what we have. Ancestors from the Wisdom of the Cailleach deck, the Knight of Arrows, or Hawk, from the Wildwood Tarot, and Holly is our Celtic tree ogham. I confess this one has me a little puzzled. Sometimes the correspondences and the relationships between all these elements is very clear. This one feels a little more disjointed, but that may be the energy that we will be acting under. Yeah, there are connections. Ancestors. Let's start here. This card is often about, it is about your heritage and, your ancestors, where you come from, but it also tells us that we have completed something and it's time to move on. And when I look at this card, I'm thinking we have to keep in mind that we are the ancestors of the future. How do we want to be remembered, and what actions can we take in the present to assure that future generations will look on us, if not with love and affection, at least with respect? So, we'll move on to the Knight of Arrows, or Hawk, and this is a card of clear seeing. Hawks do have that amazing vision and precision. It is also a card of speed. Things can happen very quickly when Hawk energy is with us. As a person, this can be someone who is very much about standing up for the underdogs, calling out injustice and fighting for those who don't have a clear voice. Screeched like a hawk. Holly, first of all, I will say holly is a tree of protection, but another one of its main characteristics is that it can help us get through emotional entanglements. It promotes unconditional love, and more than that, it urges us to disentangle ourselves from conditions which aren't based in unconditional love. Sometimes holly requires that we cut ties with toxic people. I also get from this very strongly therapy. So if you think you need mental or emotional counseling, this would be a good time to find a therapist. Maybe you just need some time with some like-minded people or others who understand what you're going through and who can offer advice. But we have this clarity of Hawk will really help us see what is causing our inner turmoil, our emotional turmoil. Holly will bring that to the surface, but we can cut through all the doubts here thanks to Hawk. We can cut through we can cut through the haze, cut through where we have been deluded or misled, and move on. The lesson here, move on with, well, swiftness and clarity, acting from a place that does not allow anything but what is best for us, a loving environment, and how we can, there's a lot of self-care I see going on. Self-care, but also care for others. Now, how this is going to manifest on the world stage, I think we're going to see swift actions. I would say that the leaders of different countries see exactly what's going on, have plans, are going to make very sudden, well, they seem sudden, but I'm going to say they're actually well thought out. They're going to implement plans, take actions that will signal that, yeah, it's time to move on. We got to get over the old ways of doing things. Find new ways to do things. Find new ways to live our lives in this global society and in our personal lives that are clear, that value everybody. As I said, this is a card of standing up for people who are being injured or oppressed in some way, and making sure that it comes from a place of love. So I think this moon cycle could be very interesting. Perhaps there is a feeling of disjointedness. Maybe the actions we take don't seem to be yielding results yet, but it is still what we need to do, what we are being compelled to do by the energies that will be surrounding us at this time. So there's something to think about. Thank you so much for joining me here. If you would like a personal reading, please contact me at otherwisewomanccp@gmail.com. Well, have a wonderful couple of weeks. I'll be back before the new moon on the 27th of April, which also was my mother's birthday. As we move into Taurus season, happy birthday to all the Taurians. And I will be back with more. Why don't I leave it at that?